Disappointment is something we've all felt at one time or another, and it can be a heavy weight to carry. But what if, instead of viewing it as a setback, we began to see disappointment as a powerful catalyst for change? Life has a way of challenging us, often in ways we didn't expect or feel prepared for. Sometimes, we find ourselves questioning why certain things happen or why our plans don't come together as we imagined. We may even wonder if we're on the right path or if our efforts are all in vain. But what if every disappointment is a door to growth, a chance to realign, and an opportunity to rise even higher than before? Consider that each disappointment we encounter serves as a teacher, showing us things we may have overlooked or aspects of ourselves we might not yet fully understand. Sometimes, these moments reveal our true potential, teaching us lessons we wouldn't have learned if everything had gone smoothly. Life doesn't always give us what we want, but it does give us what we need to grow, to refine our character, and to understand our purpose more deeply. In Romans 5 verses 3-4, we're reminded, not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, character, and character, hope. Think about a time when you felt deeply disappointed. Maybe it was a missed opportunity, a broken relationship, or a failed project. In the moment, it likely felt as though you'd reached a dead end. But when you look back, you might see that this moment of disappointment was actually a turning point. It may have pushed you to make changes, to try something new, or to let go of something that no longer served you. These shifts, though uncomfortable at the time, are often exactly what we need to propel us forward. Disappointment clears the way for new beginnings. We often cling to our own plans and expectations, thinking we know best what's good for us. But sometimes, our perspective is limited. When our plans don't work out, it's as though life is nudging us to broaden our vision and be open to possibilities we hadn't considered. Perhaps you've heard the saying, when one door closes, another opens. But here's something deeper. Often, disappointment doesn't just close a door. It makes us pause, reflect, and perhaps find a better door, a door that aligns more closely with who we are becoming. God's plan for each of us is full of purpose, even if we can't always see it. In Proverbs 3 verses 5-6, we are encouraged to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. This verse speaks to the wisdom of surrendering our plans to a higher understanding. When we lean on our limited perspective, disappointment can seem like failure. But when we trust that there's a larger purpose at play, we can start to see that every setback might be setting us up for something greater. Disappointment, though painful, can refine us in ways that success and ease simply cannot. In times of discouragement, we develop resilience. In moments of heartbreak, we cultivate empathy. In seasons of loss, we deepen our appreciation for what remains. Each disappointment chisels away at our pride, our fear, our need for control, and reveals what truly matters. We're reminded that our worth isn't determined by our accomplishments or by others' approval. Our true value lies in our ability to adapt, to grow, and to keep moving forward. A powerful example of turning disappointment into transformation is found in the life of Joseph in the Bible. Sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused, and imprisoned, Joseph faced one hardship after another. Yet, through each trial, he remained steadfast. In Genesis 50 verse 20, after rising to a position of great authority in Egypt and eventually reuniting with his brothers, Joseph says, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Joseph's story teaches us that even when others or life seem to set us back, there can be purpose in our suffering. He endured tremendous disappointment, but each setback prepared him for his destiny. What if we adopted Joseph's perspective? What if we believed that each disappointment, no matter how painful, has a hidden blessing? It doesn't mean we should dismiss our feelings or avoid grieving our losses. It's natural and healthy to feel the weight of our disappointments. But after we've allowed ourselves to process, we can choose to move forward with a new outlook. We can choose to see our struggles as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. When we shift our perspective on disappointment, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. We learn that we're capable of more than we thought, that we're stronger and more resilient than we believed. We discover that our worth isn't tied to our achievements, but to our character and our ability to endure. And as we grow, we become more compassionate, more understanding, and more equipped to help others on their journeys. In every moment of disappointment, there's an invitation to trust more deeply, to surrender more fully, and to embrace change with an open heart. We are reminded that our plans, while important, are not always the final word. Disappointment humbles us, softens our hearts, and draws us closer to what is real and lasting. It strips away our illusions, revealing the truth about ourselves and the world around us. And in that truth, we find a strength we didn't know we had. When we face disappointment, it can be helpful to ask ourselves, what is this experience teaching me? How can I grow from this? These questions shift our focus from what we've lost to what we're gaining. They help us to move from a place of self-pity to a place of self-reflection and empowerment. Disappointment becomes not an end but a beginning, a chance to rebuild, to rethink, and to realign with what truly matters. As you move through life, you will encounter moments of disappointment. Some will be minor, while others may feel overwhelming. But remember, every disappointment holds a hidden gift. It may be the push you need to let go of what's no longer serving you, to pursue a new path, or to develop a part of yourself that you've neglected. As you embrace this journey, you'll find that disappointment is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It's a chance to refine your purpose and to strengthen your faith. In closing, take comfort in knowing that disappointment is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you're growing, that you're evolving, and that you're moving closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. Embrace each disappointment with courage and trust that, in time, you will look back and see that every setback was a stepping stone, every closed door a redirection, and every tear a seed for something greater. May we all find the strength to see our disappointments not as defeats, but as opportunities for transformation. And may we continue to trust that, with faith and perseverance, every moment of disappointment can become a moment of growth and a step toward our purpose.